Guys, this is Nicole, aka Rebirths, and this is Rubbing with Rebirths. I just wanted to kind of go over some things on the eve of Trump turning himself in to the authorities in Georgia. As we know, the sheriff of Georgia has said he will be treated as everybody else. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but Trump actually signed a consenter saying that he will not truth or retruth anything inflammatory regarding the prosecutors, the community itself, Atlanta, as well as any witness intimidation. So I'm super looking forward to him turning himself into Fani, because the stuff that we're gonna go over it's inflammatory. Now, mind you, yesterday was the debate. You'd think he would have talked more about the debates and his challengers, if you can call them that. But he made one inflammatory comment about Chris Christie and kind of kept it moving on to these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen, and we are going to go over every single one of his inflammatory comments yesterday. So let me go ahead and open this up. So I am not huge in the political scene of Georgia, so I had to actually look some of this up. And he retruthed this comment, and it says, "They are no longer just coming after Trump. Fani Willis and her corrupt Atlanta cabal are coming after you and everyone else who disagrees with them. This is a political persecution that we won't stand for. It's time to hold Fani Willis accountable." Now, again, not huge in the Georgia scene. That is more my partner, Alicia, who lives down in Georgia. But this Burt Jones, he is the lieutenant governor of Georgia, and he was actually one of the 16 fake electors. So, yeah, they're going after him too, not just Trump. But that doesn't mean that they're going after everybody. What they're doing is they're going after people who committed crimes. So I'm going to go ahead and read the next one, which would be Fraud Squad. Now, this one he's posted before, but he must have gotten away with posting it then, because it was, when he posted it before, it was also an inflammatory posting right before or after his indictment. So this one shows President Biden, Fani Willis, Braggs, Letitia James, and Jack Smith. Sorry, Braggs, I don't know your first name, but Fraud Squad. So these are all of the people who are going after him for the many, many crimes. Willis, obviously, for the Georgia electors and trying to cheat Georgia out of their votes. Alvin Braggs, that's who it is. Alvin Bragg, sorry. He is who's prosecuting Trump over the Stormy Daniels pay scheme, and just illegally writing his books, like pretty much cooking his books. Then there's, of course, Letitia James, who in October is going to be trying Trump for about $250 million in back taxes that he cheated the city of New York out of. And then, of course, there is Jack Smith, who is prosecuting him for the January 6th, or should I say the election fraud case. And he is also prosecuting him for the the documents case, the espionage. So all legitimate crimes, all, I am sure, proven, at least enough to get, like I've said in previous videos, he was able, each one of these prosecutors was able to get search warrants, not just for his home, but for his Twitter feed, phone records, all that stuff. You have to have probable cause. You have to show some kind of proof that you think this crime was committed. So yeah, none of these guys are frauds. He is the fraud. So the next one, the next picture, this one is about Fauci. I just included this one in here because it was an inflammatory comment about Biden. It's his main competition right now for the White House. And I honestly don't think there's much competition. I think he'll easily win the primary unless something happens, but there's no way he is going to have the general. There's just too many of us that are going to be voting not just for Biden, but again against Donald Trump. He thinks that 2020 was something. Oh, we've just gotten started. He's going to lose by even more than he did in 2020, which we will get into in one of these next posts about him still claiming the election was fraud. Even those 60 court cases, 60 plus court cases, most that no proof was ever shown. They've never shown any type of proof that the election was stolen. There were a lot of conspiracy theories flying around, but nothing concrete. So this one is Fauci was much more important to Crooked Joe than he was to me. I overrode him. Biden elevated him. Yeah, you overrode him, all right. And you told people to inject bleach and put lights inside them. Don't think that was the best use of your override power on him, but you know. Okay, so then there's this one. So again, with the 2020 election, no, I'm not the one that Democrats don't want to run against. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm the one that Democrats don't want to run against. They said the same thing in 2016. How did that work out? We did much better in the rigged election of 2020. Again, it was not rigged. He just really, really, really lost. The rhinos and Dems are all about disinformation. And then he asked the Fox moderators from from last night's debate that he didn't show up to. He went and sat with Tucker Carlson. I've got more names for him, but he went and interviewed with Tucker instead of showing up at the debates. So there's that. But saying, how did that work out? Yeah, he won the election in 2016 because a lot of people didn't vote. They were burnt out and people didn't want to vote for Trump, but some people didn't want to vote for Hillary either. They were disillusioned about her situation, which has also been proven to be false. Anyway, we did much better in the rigged election of 2020. No. Like I've said before, I will continue to say, the Republicans or the maggots or whatever we want to call them, they're the party of projection. Everything they say you can look at and you can see, yep, That's what they did. I'm not going to go into much more detail, but if you give me a comment below, tell me something that you remember one of the Republicans, Republicans, because they can't do crap. But comment below. Tell me of a time that you remember them using projection in like a post or a speech or something like that, where you could easily just pull that comment out and be like, dude, that's literally about you guys or about your party or about you personally. Not you, but like the actual politician. But again, inflammatory. This one, let me see if I have the last one up here. This one is probably the one that's going to get him, not just the only one, but it is definitely one of the ones that are going to get him put in jail, I think. I don't think that this judge and Fani Willis are messing around. They're going to either sanction him very highly or they're going to refute his bail, his $200,000 bail. They're going to take it back and throw him in jail, which at this point, I honestly, he deserves it. That's my personal opinion. So this one is the indictment against me should be viewed as a campaign contribution to crooked Joe Biden and his radical left thugs. He's talking about all the prosecutors. This will be their updated form of cheating. They're not the ones who cheated. You guys are. You tried to steal the election of 2020. You tried to topple our democracy. Please stop drinking the Kool-Aid. I am begging you guys. Hell, even Trump stopped drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know what they put in it, but I think he even believes this shit is true. Anyway, to finish it off, and election interference. You mean how you decided to run for president while you knew that they were investigating you so you could try to skirt any type of any reasoning for getting out of trouble. I can tell you for a fact because I followed it. The National Archives worked for a year and a half, and the search warrant went out all before he decided to run. Also, let's just say that there were several cases like the election fraud that was being worked on in the background by the FBI under the guise of Merrick Garland. That was going on ever since the January 6th committee finished their work. They turned everything over to the FBI and they worked on it, and they were working on it when he ran, when he decided to put himself out there like 2 years before the primary. This is the longest his announcing that he was going to run. That is the furthest away from an election somebody has ever put their hat in the ring. And it honestly, it is because he was trying to skirt paying for any of the things that he had done. He did it to try to skirt any sorry, I am at a loss for words, and we talked about this, me and Olivia last night. Or I'm sorry, wow, me and Alicia. But he's trying to skirt, any type of He's trying to skirt taking responsibility for the crimes he's committed. All of them, every single one of them. And I think finally in Georgia, he has found somebody who is no nonsense and is going to take his inflammatory comments super serious. And I hope Fonnie Willis proves to be that person. Let me just go back in. I think we were done with the photos. Yeah, this was the last one that I wanted to discuss was the indictments against me should be viewed as a campaign contribution to crook and Joe Biden and his radical left thugs. Remember, this will be their updated form of cheating and election interference. Remember, these are Biden indictments, pure and simple. No, listen, Trumpy Trump, come here, come closer. These are indictments against you, regardless of who would have been president on the Democratic side. These indictments needed to happen. And we, the people, have been waiting 2 years for this to happen because you have skirted responsibility your whole life. And now it's time to pay the Pied Piper. So guys, just so you see, I'm very passionate about the him needing to take responsibility for the crimes he's committed, whether it be tax fraud, whether it be cooking his books, January 6th, the many proofs of election interference with the fake electors, as well as election fraud, trying to take cases to court and trying to get them to trying to get them to go in your favor for any of it. And nobody has ever really gone in your favor except one person that I can really think of. Well, two. Let me say that. One is Aileen Cannon. I think she's trying as hard as she can to skirt the line. But I don't think she'll be able to skirt it forever. The other one is Clarence Thomas, because he is the only one, and there are 6 conservative justices. 3 were nominated by Trump, but he's the only one that voted to not show Mark Meadows' phone records. And I think it's because he knew that his wife was implicated in those records. As somebody who was texting Mark Meadows on January 6th talking about this is our revolution or something to that extent, and tell the president we are behind him. I mean, may just be a conspiracy theory, but it also may be the truth. That's up for you guys to decide. I don't think for everybody. I just give my opinion. But just to wrap it up, we'll see you guys tomorrow on All Fired Up with me and Miss Alicia Norman. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. This is Reapers signing out.